Alright guys, so today I got something pretty cool to show you. It's my very own 3D printed Sidewinder 3 ESC cage. Instead of using something like the RPM cage, which is something most people buy, because the Sidewinder 3 does not have mounting points for it to mount on Traxxas vehicles, and lots of people like to put them on Traxxas vehicles. So I pretty much took the measurements from the original case of the Sidewinder 3, and people don't know that there's really a case around the Sidewinder 3 because it just looks so built into it and there's stickers on top of it. But anyway, I took the stickers off and I messed around with it. I figured out how it's built, and based upon those dimensions, I've now created my very own cage that has the same size as the original one, and it has mounting points to mount to Traxxas vehicles. So let's check it out. Alright, so here it is. Now, to go over the basis of the design, don't worry about this this is just to stick to the 3D printing base, so it can be built properly and have the right angles and all that fancy stuff. So don't worry about that, we're going to take that off in a second. But we also have this attempt of raised writing. I tried to write Castle and recreate the logo on the top with the same thing going down the side. It actually did it pretty well down the side, but just on the top you can't even tell it says Castle, so we're going to be removing that just by sanding. As well as when he was taking it off, well, my teacher, when he was taking it off the base, he broke this part, but apparently we can super glue that together super easily. So let's just get to trimming and all that fancy jazz right after I show how it was printed. So I finished trimming more of the difficult parts, like on the inside, right in those corners. Also took off the logo because it looked disgusting. And super glue made a little bit of a mess, so right there. But this isn't the official one, and next time I shouldn't have to use super glue because this was an accident that it broke. But now we're going to use a drill bit and re-drill the holes for the screws that go through and fit it onto the ESC, as well as see if it fits on the Valenian ESC mounting plate. So right here I got my Sidewinder ESC from my Mini Revo, and here's what I mean by the other cage. You can see when you remove the stickers, there's these little notches and whatever jazz holding on the cage. You just have to use fingernails and stick other things in between the grooves to help get you off. Not get you off, get it off. Alright, I got the notches out of the grooves. Now I can push it on and out. So this is how the 3D printed cage ended fitting up on the ESC. Overall, I gotta say, not too happy with it. I figured it wouldn't fit the first time, and the purpose of printing it now was to see what I can improve, which measurements and all that other jazz. So I know for sure that the front of this ended up being a complete fail, and it's a little bit too short because, as you can see, it's having a little bit of issues bending around this corner. In fact, it's actually cracking there. Not a big deal, but what I am happy with is that the grooves inside of the 3D printed cage matched up with the ones on the ESC, so it would be a really nice snug fit. The height is correct, that is great, and also these mounting points I tested earlier on my Rustler, they do match up almost perfectly with the Valenian mounting plate ones, so that's all great and dandy. The thing I like best about it is the fact that the fins fit around it just nicely, and also these holes are very, very accurate. As you can see, even that one for the light LED. So the one I'm going to improve with the next one I make will be larger spaces for this outgoing power wire. I know that mine has shrink tubing, which makes it thicker, but still, why not? I also need to make it like maybe 1 millimeter longer. That'll keep this corner matching up really nicely and improve the thickness of this and maybe the length a little bit, like that. But yeah, I know what I have in mind for the next one. It's going to be printed in black, and I'll let you know when I have a proper one built.